evening. I'm Greta McLean, founder and director of Silent No Longer, and I want to thank all of you for joining us this evening. Tonight is about creativity and also about empowerment. Celebrating the creative talents and skills, as well as the courage of the victims and survivors of sexual and domestic violence who wrote the poems, the monologues, and the plays that you will hear tonight. Excuse me. It is also about healing, as well as entertainment, and hopefully a little bit of inspiration, because we want people to know that their voice matters. So if you are still struggling, if you're keeping your experiences in the shadows, we want you to feel free to contact us, because we want to help you if you would like your stories to see the light of day. You will find our contact information in the bottom left corner of your screen. And we also want to remind you that if you have any triggering issues, because we will be talking about sexual and domestic violence, if you need someone to talk to, then you will find the phone number for RAIN National Network at the top of your screen. Now, before we begin, I want to say a huge thank you to our volunteers and our performers who helped us bring Shadows Ignited to life. They are the reason why we are able to help our clients share their stories in ways in which they are comfortable. And I also want to thank everyone at Southminster Telos Presbyterian Church, and especially Pastor Beth McCall, for being so welcoming, so generous in allowing us to use the space tonight. Pastor McCall.
Thank you, Greta. I'm Beth McCall. I'm the pastor here at Southminster Presbyterian Church. It is an honor for us to host Shadows Ignited. It is a gift to be able to partner with Silent No Longer Tennessee. Throughout the history of the church has not always done a great job of listening and believing victims of sexual and domestic violence. In fact, the church has really done a crappy job. Tonight, this is just a little bit of trying to make it right, at least going forward. Thank you for your time, your attention, and thank you, Greta, for the chance to be a part of this. Let's pray. Oh, Holy One, you have given us voices. Give us courage to use them. Strengthen us, Lord, as we hear hard truths. Give us wide open eyes and ears, and especially open hearts. Help us, Lord, to reach for the hands that we need, and for the hands that we need to reach for us. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Beth. It is now my great honor to introduce our MC for the evening, Rupa Blackwell. Rupa has been very open about being a survivor of domestic violence, and she has used her experience to try to help others in a variety of ways. One is including being on being on the domestic violence fatality review team. She is also the first woman of color to be elected to the Tullahoma Board of Aldermen, and she was also named by the Tullahoma Chamber of Commerce as Citizen of the Year in 2018. Besides that, she received the 2020 Silent No Longer Changemaker Award, and a year later, because of all her work that she did in the community, we were very proud to add her to our executive committee. So please join me as we welcome Rupa Blackwell.
Thank you, Greta. Please welcome our first performers of the evening, Actor Megan Pennington has a passion for helping others. When she sees a need, she's more than happy to roll up her sleeves and pitch in however she can. And we are very thankful she agreed to step in when one of our performers couldn't be here tonight. Angel Stansberry is also a woman who's willing to jump in wherever she can. A dedicated mother, activist, community organizer, and soon she'll add civil rights attorney to her resume. Kathy Halbrooks is a woman well known in Middle Tennessee as someone who's passionate about serving others. She has volunteered with local, state, regional, and national chapters of PFLAG, as well as with Open Table Nashville, Nashville Launchpad, Planned Parenthood, and Vanderbilt University Medical Center's Trans Buddy program. She's also the executive committee chair for Silent No Longer. So join me in welcoming these amazing women as they kick off the night with a performance of Why We March.
We march because even though 4 years have passed, we are no closer to ending sexual violence than we were when Alyssa Milano first posted Me Too on Twitter.
We march to be voices of change because even in this great country, we have elected officials trying to trample our constitutional and democratic rights of freedom of expression or to peaceably assemble.
We march because we are tired of politicians making promises during election season and doing nothing to bring those promises to fruition.
We march for millions of women around the world who are terrorized, jailed, or murdered because they dare to speak up for the rights of women.
We march because the misogynistic minority thinks I'm perfectly qualified to do my job, be the primary caregiver to my children, and manage the household, but not qualified enough to earn the same salary as a man who just puts in a 9-to-5.
We march because white men in black robes with wooden gavels care nothing about the physical, mental, and emotional pain a woman experiences after being raped, but cares deeply about the possibility of ruining the life of the rapist who has a bright future.
We march because women are still blamed for wearing a somewhat low-cut blouse, while men are often excused for bad behavior because boys will be boys.
We march because there are still women and girls who cannot speak for themselves and need someone willing to be their voice.
We march because our mothers, grandmothers, and great-grandmothers marched, yet we are still here fighting for equality.
We march because we are all created equal and because women's rights are human rights.
Sherry Cawthron is unfortunately under the weather tonight and is unable to make it. We hope she's feeling better soon and are sending her our well wishes. Please welcome Amanda Vermillion and Michael Crimmen as they perform I'm Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I promise it won't happen again. I really am sorry, and I promise, I really do promise, I'll never do that again. I promise.
Yeah, right. I've heard that promise more times than I want to admit. Empty, useless promises. No, empty, useless lies. That's what they are, lies. But I admit, sometimes I almost believe him. Sometimes he goes months and months before he does it again. Sometimes I really think he means it. That will that he really has changed. And just when I start to relax, just as I start to believe his promises, he
Honey, please believe me. I am so sorry. I don't know why I do that, but I will change. I promise. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I promise. I'm sorry. I promise. I promise. I promise. My gosh, if I had $1 for every I promise, I could buy a whole new wardrobe every time he rips my clothes off. I could buy the whole makeup section to try and cover up the bruises and black eyes. I'm sorry, I promise. If I hear that promise one more time, I swear I'll puke until I die. The only thing worse than him saying, I promise and I'm sorry,
I promise. I'm sorry.
is when I hear myself saying, I'm sorry. Sometimes it's like it's not really me, like I've detached from my body and it's someone else saying it, but it's not, it's me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Why? Why the hell do I say I'm sorry? It's not even like I'm saying it to calm him down. He's already trying to make it up to me. Why do I say I'm sorry? What the hell did I do? No, really, someone tell me. What did I do? Okay, so I made meatloaf instead of chicken for dinner. Since when is that a capital offense? Every time I hear myself saying those words, every time, oh God, I just want to shake myself every single time I utter those words. Someone explain to me why I should be sorry. What have I done? What horrible thing have I done to be beaten and raped? Someone tell me. I said someone tell me!
I'm sorry, honey. I promise it won't happen again.
I'm not listening to your lies anymore. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. I did nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong. I finally realize I have nothing to be sorry for. He's the one that should be on his hands and knees, begging God for forgiveness. The only thing I'm sorry for is taking so long to realize it isn't my fault. Well, right here, right now, I am telling each and every one of you, I am not taking it anymore. I've done nothing. I'm done. I don't deserve this. None of us deserves to be abused. No more. Do you hear that, universe? I am not taking it anymore. I'm not sorry because it wasn't my fault. He's the one responsible for his actions. He's the one that chose to be violent, chose to beat and rape me. I'm not sorry. I did nothing wrong. Oh, wow. Oh. I feel so much lighter now. The weight is gone. I mean, totally gone. You don't know how freeing it is to say, I did nothing wrong. It is not my fault. Finally, I'm free. Free. I am free.
We are honored to welcome poet, artist, actor, and singer-songwriter Stephanie Blick and singer and actor Raisha Harrell, a member of Tennessee Playwrights Studio with film credits that include Broken Hero, A Heart's Calling, and AM Radio, to the stage as they share their remarkable talents this evening as they perform the play 73 Seconds.
She wasn't reckless.
She wasn't careless.
She just wanted to get home.
She just wanted to get some sleep.
She'd walked that path 100 times before,
1,000 times before.
but they weren't there before.
She'd never seen anyone there before.
This time was different.
This time, they were there.
They whistled at her. They called her honey and sweetie.
She pretended if she didn't hear them, they'd go away.
She thought if she ignored them, they'd go away.
She hoped so, at least.
Just keep walking, don't look back.
They'll give up and leave her alone.
Keep walking, don't stop.
She heard footsteps behind her,
She tried to run.
but she wasn't fast enough.
They stopped her.
One was in front of her,
One behind her.
a wall of trees on either side of her.
Nowhere to go.
She was surrounded.
There were 2 of them.
Maybe there were 3 of them.
It doesn't matter how many there were.
They were bigger.
And they were stronger.
She had her keys threaded through her fingers.
The keys didn't protect her.
One of them grabbed her hand,
She struggled to get loose.
keys flying through the air.
They pushed her to the ground.
They smiled at her.
They laughed when they saw her tears.
It felt like it lasted forever.
It was daytime.
No, it was nighttime.
She was wearing jeans and a sweatshirt.
She was wearing a skirt and a low-cut sweater.
She was wearing running shoes.
She was wearing high heels.
It doesn't matter what she was wearing.
It doesn't matter what time of day it was.
It doesn't matter where she was.
What matters is that it happened. It happened to her.
What matters is some people will blame her.
What matters is some people won't believe her.
What matters is she blames herself.
What matters is she will carry it with her for the rest of her life.
She never thought this would happen to her,
We never think it will happen to us.
but it happens to one of us every 73 seconds.
In fact, 3 women have been sexually assaulted and 70 have experienced physical or sexual abuse by an intimate partner in the time we performed this piece.
Maria Perez was scheduled to recite Maya Angelou's Still I Rise. Unfortunately, due to a death in the family, she is unable to make it here tonight. We keep Maria and her family in our thoughts, and although nothing can replace a live performance, we believe we have a fairly good substitution. Greta, who is a United Nations Global Ambassador with UNA Nashville, is working on a partnership with the Kenyan Taisharu Rescue Center. The center, sponsored by V-Day, a charity founded by Vagina Monologues playwright Eve Ensler, was established as a safe house to give refuge to the growing number of girls fleeing their homes to avoid FGM, short for female genital mutilation, an early forced child marriage, with some of the girls being as young as 11 years old. We hope the strength, courage, and hope these girls show while reciting Still I Rise inspires you as much as it has inspired us.
In front of you is a soldier, read and intended to recite a poem entitled Sing I Rise by Maya Angelou. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Be our guest. Welcome.
We are very excited to introduce Shantae Kirkwood and Amanda Vermillion as our next performers. Shantae is returning to the stage after a 6-year focus on film, TV, and commercials, including guest appearances in the TV series Nashville. Her recent theater credits include Our Town, The Devil's Funeral, Let's Straighten It Out, and The Wiz adaptation. Shantae hopes that her portrayal of strong, unapologetic female warriors will be the catalyst that makes love popular again, bringing healing to a hurting world. Amanda received a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Acting from Emerson College. Her acting credits include Impulsion, Legends Ridge, and Clint Alphin, Write Me Off. She and her husband, Jerry, are transplants from New York, raising 3 kind, smart, wildly funny children in Franklin, Tennessee. Tonight, she and Shantae will be performing together in The Group.
Hi, I'm Anita, survivor of sexual assault, and I am the facilitator for this group this evening. I would like to welcome everyone here tonight. And also, I know those of you who are new to the group may have already the group rules, but they are also posted up there on the board. All right, does anybody have any questions? No? Anybody like to get us started tonight? Oh, Tasha, well, go ahead.
I've been coming here for a little over a year now, and it's really helped. And it has really helped. I'm doing so much better than when I first started. I was an absolute wreck. I was a real mess at first. I was still so ashamed and embarrassed, and I honestly didn't want to admit what had happened to me. Now I can control my anxiety, and I very rarely have a flashback. But this week was really hard. Not a good week at all.
Well, take your time, Tasha. You don't have to rush.
No, I know. It was just so unexpected, and it triggered me. It was out of the blue and shocking. And when she told me, man, coming here for so long, you'd think I would handle it better. But I was just taken so off guard, and I was speechless. I didn't know what to say.
Yeah. Well, if you still want to talk, you have the time. Just take as much time as you need. But if you don't want to say anything else right now, you don't have to.
No, I'm okay. A coworker came by my house, and she's never done that before. She asked if she could speak with me. I didn't even know she knew where I lived, but she said she found me on the internet. Anyway, she said our supervisor had been doing her evaluation.
Okay.
And he told her that she was doing a great job, but if she wanted a good working evaluation and she wanted a promotion, that she would have to give it up.
Oh my. Wow.
She got up to leave the room, and she says that he grabbed her and, you know.
Yeah, I know.
I have known this guy for 15 years, and we went to school together. It just doesn't seem like something he would do. It just doesn't.
Yeah. You know, even though it doesn't seem like something he would do, you know, you said that you were shocked and that you were triggered. Can you tell us what triggered you?
Yeah, I didn't expect to be triggered, not what it triggered.
Okay.
You know, it didn't trigger memories of my assault, and that's what's weird. I just can't believe that he would do something like this. It doesn't sound like him. And that's what triggered me. Does that even make sense?
It really doesn't matter if it makes sense to me or anyone else for that matter. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't matter if it makes sense to you.
Right.
What matters is that you know that you were triggered, and we don't know why we're triggered.
After she left, I did understand. But she could tell. She could tell by my silence, by my reaction, by my body language, I'm sure. She could tell by the look in my eye. She knew that I was having a hard time believing her. She got really stiff and anxious, and she apologized for taking my time and bothering me, and she just jumped up and ran out. And I tried to say, wait, that I wanted to hear her and I wanted to help her. But I opened my mouth and nothing came out. So I just let her run out thinking, knowing I didn't believe her. I mean, how could I do that to her? How could I be so insensitive?
No, Tasha. We all know how triggers work. Now, they're unexpected. They're frightening, right? They can be frightening. But we have to take the time to process them. Use our tools to get through them.
I guess I thought after all this time, all these meetings, that I would have been able to process it better, quicker. I don't know. I kept seeing all of their faces, seeing the doubt in their eyes, the skepticism in their voices when they asked me the same question over and over again. And I froze. I was in that moment. The cop rewording his question just a little bit every single time he asked it, just to see if I would change my answer, I guess. And the DA would do the same thing, asking me after every question, are you sure? My friends, my so-called friends, asking me why I let him into the apartment. Why did I open the bottle of wine?
It was a date.
And it just kept playing over and over in my head like a slideshow at warp speed. Like I was looking at her, but I wasn't seeing her. I was just frozen in that moment. I was seeing all of the faces of all of the people who kept looking at me like I was lying. And I was remembering how much that hurt me.
When that happens, it is very painful. But all we can do is take the time that we need, process it, work through it using our tools. Because we can't help anybody else until we help
ourselves.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
But it doesn't keep me from feeling guilty.
I understand.
When she came to me, she wanted my help, she wanted my support, and I made her feel worse. I made her feel like I didn't believe her. I didn't at first. And I know that I'm still healing, but it doesn't make me feel any better. I will believe victims, not only for their sake, but for mine too.
Tasha, thank you for your story. %92 of all cases reported to the U.S. Department of Justice are credible cases. False reports are very, very small. So if you don't know what to do to help a survivor of sexual violence, it's easy. Just believe them.
Next, we have an extremely talented woman who performed as a professional music artist for 17 years before returning to Nashville to focus on songwriting and production. Bethany Reynolds, a native Nashvilleian, is also an educator, currently teaching music in Williamson County schools. As if that wasn't enough, she's also the music director here at Southminster. Please welcome Bethany Reynolds.
I'd like to also thank Mrs. Sanborn for playing piano and singing with me tonight. Come out of sadness from wherever you've been. Come broken-hearted. Let the rescue begin. Come find your mercy, O sinner, come kneel. Earth has no sorrow that heaven can't heal. Earth has no sorrow that heaven can't heal. So lay down your burdens, lay down your shame. All who are broken, lift up your face. Oh, wanderer, come home. You're not too far. Lay down your hurt, lay down your heart. Come as you are. There's hope for the hopeless and all who have strayed. Come sit at the table, come taste the grace. There's rest for the weary and rest that endures. Earth has no sorrow that heaven can't cure. So lay down your burdens, lay down your shame. All who are broken, lift up your faith. Oh, wanderer, come home. You're not too far. Lay down your hurts, lay down your heart. Come as you are. Come as you are. All in his arms. Come as you are. There's joy for the morning. Sinner, be still. Earth has no sorrow that heaven can't heal. Earth has no sorrow that heaven can't heal. So lay down your burdens, lay down your shame. All who are broken, lift up your face. Oh, wanderer, come home. You're not too far. Lay down your hurt, lay down your heart. Come as you are.
I'm excited to introduce the amazingly versatile and talented professional dancer, instructor, and actor to the stage, Megan Pennington. That's not all of her talents either. Megan was also kind enough to choreograph the dance for this performance and for our closing performance. Welcome Megan as she performs a very beautiful and powerful dance to I Believe You by Fletcher.
It's the sick to your stomach feeling with a smile on your face. It's the memory you ignore but you can't erase. It's the text in the middle of the night you didn't ask for. It could help your career, but at what cost? Are you holding back something that you're dying to say? We do. God, believe you. Are you losing your mind thinking what will it take to make somebody listen to you? Is that room full of rumors and everybody's staring? Did they tell you you were asking for it by what you were wearing? It's the stains from your makeup and tears on your pillow. It's a piece of yourself that you let go. Do you wanna scream but just can't find the air? God, believe you. Are you losing your mind thinking what will it take to make somebody listen to you? They say step up and sit down and shut up and back down. So what's up, yeah, what's up with that? So we dress up, get felt up, get shot down, don't speak up, yeah, what's up with that? Are you holding back something that you just been dying to say? You do. Girl, I believe you. Do you know every battle that you've had to face is making you bulletproof?
We're going to take a 10-minute intermission. So if you need to take a quick break and get something to drink, now's your chance. But please come back and enjoy the music and learn more about the work done by Silent No Longer Tennessee. New Jersey native Susan Shan worked as a music teacher after receiving her degree in music education. In 2004, she moved to Nashville to pursue a career as a songwriter and performer, earning a publishing contract with Grammy-winning producer Bill Vorndick. Called by the urgency of climate change, she found Transition Nashville and began getting involved in other social justice issues. She served as the board chair for the Nashville Peace and Justice Center and has established a reputation as a local leader and tireless advocate for needed change. She often uses her musical talents to help spread awareness about various injustices, and we are proud to have her with us tonight to perform Hero by Team Motivation.
Greta said that a friend of hers found this very empowering, and so I want to dedicate it to her. She knows who she is. Oh, sorry, can you start again?
Ever been in a position where you're always asking why? Thinking that your tears will never dry? Every time you glance at the sky, your mind's there, but you know you don't have the wings to fly. You feel the wind gently touching your skin, and the voices from within are saying you shouldn't try. But you're not listening, on your face is a grin. You take the chance, even if you shoot into the ground. The world says no, but you say yes. Don't let the negativity take over. Do your best. Approach your pain and causes feelings that are hard to express. But I promise in the end you'll find the success. Just as heavy on the voices you carry. Take it that's what's holding it mental inside. I want you to make me a promise to truly be honest. That giving up is never going to be a genocide. Lost in the darkness, practically feeling pressed under pressure alone. But just looking at it, help you get through all the lonely nights. What do you see? There's a time that takes absolute peak. Don't need excuses for choosing not weakness. Chin up, be the very best you can be. You are a hero. You are a hero. You are a hero. Hear the whistle through the trees as the wind blows. Remember as a kid, for the ringtone, you had a great speech. Tell me, what did that kid know? He knew that failure is a part of success. He knew that lessons are what make you progress. He knew your quest would put you under the stress, but he also knew the hunger that you truly possess. Great love is what you're made of. You've been the same one ever since day one. Became a legend, haven't even finished phase one. Imagine who you'll be when you reach the main. I know. They say no higher you climb, the lower you fall. No matter what happens, you truly need to be proud. Know that you've been working your whole life. Lost in the dark, just practically needed. Feeling depressed, under pressure alone. I think it's looking at you everywhere. Better know the lonely nights. But tell me, what do you see? A person smiling through the absolute peak. Don't need excuses, you will not weak. So speak it out and speak it. Yes, you will. You are a hero. Hero. You are a hero. Hero. You are a hero. You are a hero.
This is a song of mine. It's called The Hell She Knows. It's about breaking the cycle of domestic violence. She's putting on concealer to cover up the bruises, 'cause she knows if her friends see her, they'll say, girl, what happened to you? She'll have to make up stories, hide the ugly truth and pretend again. When he got home late last night, there was trouble in the air. He was drunk, looking for a fight. He was loaded for bear, and she wished she could just disappear and go anywhere. When he drew his hand back, she says she's gonna leave him and find something better, and she wants to believe it, but that pain inside won't let her. In the end, she'll make excuses for him. She'll break down and go back to the hell she knows. She'll tell you how he had it hard when he was just a kid. She'll say you'd understand if you only knew him like I did. But the truth behind the stories, the thing she won't admit, is she's afraid. She's so afraid. Afraid no one will love her and she'll be all alone. Afraid she won't be able to make it on her own. Afraid she got what she deserved, 'cause no one's ever told her she's beautiful. She says she's gonna leave him and find something better, and she wants to believe it, but that pain inside won't let her. Again, she'll make excuses for him. Again, she'll go back to the hell she knows. I wanna rush in and save her, but what's the use? She just goes back. So I just fold my hands and pray for her, that she might see she's worth much more than that. Then she'll leave him and find something better, then she'll believe it, and she won't ever make excuses for him again. She'll put the door closed, walk away from the hell she knows. Oh, she'll walk away. I pray she will find the strength to walk away from the hell she knows.
That one got me. After looking at her resume and accomplishments, it's easy to wonder if there's anything Stephanie Blick can't do. She was a very successful musician at age 14. After 3 years of living her dream, she stopped touring to study music before switching gears and getting a degree in psychology. She earned a Master of Science in Clinical Mental Health Counseling and works with previously incarcerated women, encouraging them to explore their creative talents. And on top of all of that, she's also a very talented poet and artist. Tonight, Stephanie will be performing her newest poem, Love Illusion. Please join me in welcoming back Stephanie Blick.
I belong to no one. No one belongs to me. The tragic love illusion blinds everyone but me. I'll admit at times I'm lonely, miss the spell of human touch, but once I draw one close to me, I decide that it's too much. Each time I've had a someone, each other for our own, the all of me must frighten them, for I end up alone. Or I'll feed them just enough of me, the taste of you should stay. But for long they will devour me if I don't run away. I wonder, can I find happiness fearing love this way? The essence of my query gives the answer dead away. I swear I want to find someone to belongs to me, but take an arrow straight to my eyes, forsake my right to see? Oh, but you know it's oh so lovely here, dwelling in this dream before. The ecstatic taste of someone sweet leaves you begging them for more. The price tag of this fantasy, all the wisdom and love I am, my body, all the best of me, concedes to its demands. My body is a temple, my heart the purest gold. My spirit is a symphony, my mind a wonder to behold. And so I shall not pardon this fortress that I've built, only wish the walls were strong enough to stave the worry and the guilt. Oh no, will they think less of me? Will this scare them away? But I don't want them so close to me. Oh God, what should I say? Be gone, that coy uncertainty, no more blind seeking my place. I claim my castle's magnitude, they'd be so fortunate to grace. The beauty of these defenses for all the someones who will try, the tragic love illusion is a goddess in disguise. I know where I'm going, I am a river flowing, my intuition growing, my heart will find the way, I'm no longer hiding, I am a river winding, searching, seeking, finding the love along the way. I know where I'm going, I am a river flowing, my intuition knowing, my heart will guide the way, I'm no longer hiding, I am a river winding, searching, seeking, finding the love along the way.
After obtaining joint degrees in pastoral care and social work, Beth Smith McCaw spent the next 25 years working in community mental health, outpatient, and church-based counseling. She then decided to return to school, receiving her master's in divinity from Vanderbilt University in 2016. She uses the skills she obtained during those 30 years and combines them with her passion to address and end injustices, to guide the congregation here at Southminster, and to find new and creative ways to reach out and serve the Nashville community. Please join me in welcoming Beth as she performs a dramatic reading of the poem Sanctuary of the Mundane.
This is a poem by a brave and beautiful friend. It's hard to believe I once thought everyday life was boring. I felt like I was trapped in a world made of molasses, struggling to move from tedium to monotony, my body and mind becoming a living, breathing Tesla, Daily routines, nothing more than a form of autopilot. I was a drone, moving mindlessly from one task to another. In less time than it takes us to blink an eye, that weighty, humdrum life I so desperately tried to escape suddenly seemed like a glorious paradise, nirvana, like a soft, warm blanket on a cold, dreary winter's night. How I wish I could find that cozy sense of security again. In an instant, my life was tossed upside down, bits and pieces of me flying in every direction, like a salad being tossed by an overzealous chef, parts of me scattered on the ground, others on the car, and some parts I fear can never be found again. In that minuscule moment in time, what now feels like a refuge of boredom and a sanctuary of the mundane has vanished. Everything I believed to be true is now a lie. And all that I knew has suddenly become foreign to me. I still cannot adequately convey that moment, but I feel I must try. At night, I can sometimes still feel the weight of his body on mine, and still see the distorted and grotesque grin he had on his face, the grin becoming a bone-chilling smile as he relished every grimace I made, making him thrust harder and harder. The hideous laugh he made each time I tried to break free still echoes in my ears at night. And I see the delight he had in his eyes as each tear drifted slowly down my cheeks. I try to put into words what was done to me, but words are meaningless when you've looked pure evil in the eye. I've tried to paint the picture of how the moon's glow reflected and glistened in each drop of blood, and how the veil of disbelief and disgrace shrouded my partially naked body where shredded clothing could not. When these images cast aside the respite of sleep, I think about how my innocence was so violently stolen from me. I deliberately stretch out my arms, hoping to grasp a sense of normalcy, but nothing will ever be normal again. What was done to me cannot be undone, and the damage can never be fully repaired. How I miss the life of boredom and monotony, the feeling of security, the lie of invincibility. These illusions are eternally lost, or at least buried in the asphalt that ripped through my skin. All I can do now is set free the secrets within me, allowing them to soar and be free when I cannot. I can only focus on the here and now, on continuing this lifelong journey of healing. I can dream that the pain will someday become more bearable, and that someday I find a way to give meaning to the nightmare.
We've already seen her incredible acting skills. Now Shantae Kirkwood is going to entertain us with her wonderful voice. I'm happy to welcome Shantae back to the stage to perform Wade in the Water and Ain't Nobody Gonna Turn Me Round.
Before I sing, I just want to say thank you to Silent No Longer and Shadow Ignited, because tonight I had to face my own abuse. And I did not realize that I hadn't dealt with it until tonight. I appreciate having a voice. I appreciate being able to stand here tonight and say, I am silent no longer. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Now who's that yonder dressed in red? God's gonna trouble the water. Well, it must be the children that Moses led. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Now, who's that yonder dressed in white? God's gonna trouble the water. Well, it must be the children of the Israelites. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. You can talk about me as much as you please. God's gonna trouble the water. But the more you talk, I'm gonna stay on my knees. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching to the freedom land. Ain't gonna let segregation turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let segregation turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching to the freedom land. Ain't gonna let no assault now turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no assault now turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching to the freedom land. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Oh, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching to the freedom land. Hallelujah.
Rain Duplessis is an original member of Silent No Longer Tennessee, an advocate, educator, actor, and artist. We were looking forward to hearing her perform her newest monologue, but being the type of person who's always there for those in need, she had to go out of state to help a dear friend who's attempting to leave a violent relationship. She's in all of our thoughts, and we pray she and her friend return to Nashville safely. Please welcome Stephanie Blick once again as she performs the inspiring monologue, The Light.
Darkness can overwhelm us. It can engulf us, and it can suffocate us. The dark seems all too easy to find, but the light can be difficult to find. The light is not some external force, something that exists outside of us. The light is all that is positive within us. It is compassion and love. It is strength, determination, and courage. I am drawn to the light in myself and the light in others. To seek out the light is to connect with our truth and with our true selves. To emerge from our cocoon of fear and pain and to soar as a beautiful butterfly. The light allows us to come out of the shadows. The light, it allows me to heal, and it allows you to heal. It opens the door of hope and gives us permission to try, to fail, to persevere, to overcome. It allows us to feel, to heal, and to forgive ourselves and to forgive others. The light liberates us. It empowers us. And maybe most importantly, the light lets us say, I did nothing wrong, and it wasn't my fault.
Anissa Sanborn seems to always have a smile on her face and a positive or encouraging words for everyone she meets. Her talents and accomplishments included being an experienced curriculum design editor, choral music editor, vocal, violin, piano, and music teacher, and a pianist and vocalist here at Southminster Presbyterian Church. Help me welcome Anissa and her duet partner Bethany Reynolds as they perform Ben Platt and Lin-Manuel Miranda's song, Bound Tonight.
Maestro. We may not yet have reached our glory, but I will gladly join the fight. And when our children tell their story, they'll tell the story of tonight. They'll tell the story of tonight. Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? Well, let that lonely feeling wash away. Oh, we see, 'cause maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand. Raise a glass to freedom. It's something they can never take away. No matter what they tell you, someone will come running to take you home. Raise a glass to all all of us. Tomorrow there'll be more of us, telling the story of tonight. Out of the shadows of morning, all is new, all is new, all is new. It's a matter of time. Even when the darkness is crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So that the sun comes streaming in, you reach up and you rise again. We can always be around. You will be found. And when our children tell their story, you will be found. They'll tell the story of tonight. No matter what they tell you, tomorrow there'll be more of us. Tell you the story of tonight. The story of tonight. Thank you, Silent No More. May your shadows be ignited.
We'll just leave it there. Maya Angelou said, "There's no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside us." It's my hope that this evening, in the telling of our stories, will inspire those who have remained in the shadows and have been afraid to share their stories. I hope that you found some encouragement and maybe, again, a little inspiration. One of my favorite quotes is by author Alexandra L. And she said, "You are not a victim for sharing your story. You are a survivor who's setting the world on fire." I may be wrong, but I kind of have a feeling that we may have set just a little bit of the world on fire tonight. And I have everybody here to thank for that. Now, before we go to our last act, I want to thank a lot of people. But first, I want to thank all of our volunteers and our performers for donating your time to be here and to help bring this to life for our clients and for all victims and survivors everywhere who've been able to see this. Thank you very, very much. And I also want to thank everyone at Southminster, especially Pastor Beth McCall, for being so wonderful to us. Y'all have been amazing, and we appreciate you more than you'll ever know. And I also want to thank our sponsors who we couldn't have done this without you. United Nations Association Nashville, Fairy Fine Photography, and of course, again, Southminster Presbyterian Church. And I have lost the rest of my stuff, so. Here we come, here we come, okay. All of the volunteers.
we come, we're coming. Here we come, here we come. It's our here we come, here we come. We're coming. Here we come, here we come. It's our filling up the streets, we will take them like a thunderstorm, raining down our power in the struggle. It has been reborn. We are striking lightning for our people. Do you hear our call? We have come for justice. Time is up. There ain't no more. Here we come. No more taking lives, no more lies. We won't compromise. We have had enough. We are strong and we're organized. We are not alone. We're on the path that was carved by those who came before, and they are with us. It's time to rise. Here we come. Here we come. We're coming. Here we come. Here we come. Every step is a heartbeat, moving our feet as we're bringing the heat. Every breath for those who died, left us alive, carry on the fight. Every day is a new day to find a new way. Together we liberate life from our forms of oppression, cause we are destined to live in love. Love is a radical power to heal the soul. Let love rain down from the clouds. Filling up the streets, we will take them like a thunderstorm, raining down our power in the struggle. It has been reborn. We are striking lightning for our people. Do you hear our call? We have come for justice. Time is up. Wait no more. Here we come. Here we come. We're coming. Here